So for a few seconds I'm just going to give you some footage of the camera and base plate setup we're using, just to show that we're good lads and we're not using a rifle, which we would love to be. We're not using a rifle bench rested to steady the PARD008 LRF and spot these rabbits which are 193 yards away. That's Brucey bonus 5-way Picatinny plate, alloy plate. We're using it on a tripod, and this is basically so that on one of my permissions, so that any passing traffic on this road you can see, so nobody can see us and become alarmed by people with a rifle. Because obviously we're just nature lovers doing some filming.
We've got another rabbit a bit further out here, and I did manage to range it just now at 193 yards. I'm not consistently getting a return off it, but if you just get it right, then it does. There you go, 192.7. Yep, that's it. Oh, no, okay, yep, that's
Brilliant.
It. I'm picking up, and it's a nice clear picture at that. I've got it in the PIP box. Very nice image. It's sitting bonny in the grass. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep, that's a nice one.
So this is recording the PIP on the PARD008 LRF. There's the rabbit at 193 yards. Unfortunately, the PIP box doesn't record on the internal PARD memory, but you can see at 193 yards, you can see that rabbit that Bruce just spotted, and allowing about a foot to the left, it's ranging at 193 yards. That's a foot to the left of the rangefinder target box, that is. So there you see the PIP box working, and I can see the rabbit lifting its head, as it's eating. And I'm just struggling to record this without falling over and without nudging the 008 on the tripod. It'd be much more static if it was bench rested or on a rifle, but we're not doing that in such a public spot in daylight. Following all that, before we get onto the nighttime nocturnal footage that Bruce has also kindly provided, here's a clip of a couple of minutes long of Bruce with the PARD008 LRF, with it housed on a tripod, and he slowly elevates the angle of the scope and the rangefinder up from point blank up to the ridge line of a house opposite his usual ridge line that he targets for testing, about 95 yards away. Then he pops it onto colour mode, pops it back onto black and white mode, at which point the IR is just about visible in the distance, and then he brings it back down towards us. Now you will see as he brings it back down, the rangefinder goes off. It does power off after about 2 minutes, or switch off. The scope stays recording, but the laser rangefinder function does power down. And this also displays the fact that the LRF you can see the laser splash, the little vertical laser splash during daylight, as long as it's sufficiently overcast, so it's not too bright sunlight. And of course, I should clarify, what this points out is the laser rangefinder target box is to the right of the reticle, the crosshair. Crosshair position will vary depending on your rifle's zero, but the LRF targeting box is to the right. It is slightly offset from the laser splash itself, the actual measurement laser. So you'll see that from about 12 yards to 25 yards or thereabouts, the two are coincident. Closer than 12 yards, the laser splash is ever so slightly to the right, and beyond 25 yards, it starts to go off to the left. But you'll have seen already from the footage where Bruce was ranging rabbits up to, well, just over 200 yards away, that it's not excessively off to the left, but there is a little bit of misalignment. So you just have to use your mouse while you're range finding distant targets, and if there's a solid object in the vicinity of your target, track your laser across it, and you'll see when the distance jumps closer, you'll know that the laser is at that point targeting the close object, fence post, whatever it is, tree stump, boulder, whatever. And then you can, that's your reminder, your sort of aid memoir of, oh right, at that range, it's a foot to the left of the targeting box, or 3 feet to the left, whatever it is. So it's just, you just got to sort of play it wise while you're using it, and think about what range you're getting.
Right, when you want to adjust the reticle, you've got plus or minus 300 clicks of adjustment horizontally and plus or minus 300 clicks of adjustment vertically. Now, interestingly, the display is 800 by 600 pixels. Okay?
Right.
So if you've got 600 pixels of vertical adjustment, or 600 clicks of vertical adjustment, then it's a 600 pixel display, then one click equals one pixel, which makes life a lot easier.
Yes.
And because the pixels are the same size, then that gives you one click per pixel going horizontally as well.
Excellent.
So you know, it's
easy to work with.
Yeah, and you kind of have a finer adjustment than that. You can't adjust for less than one pixel.
No.
So Bruce, you've added 2 grub screws to raise the PARD imager's body above the Picatinny rail, or the Picatinny rail adapter, so that you can better center the zeroed reticle
On the vertical axis.
at 50 meters with what were you shooting?
I was shooting 2-2 rimfire.
2-2 rimfire.
And when I started out with the PARD fitted hard onto the base, the way that it's designed to be,
Yeah.
when I was aiming at a target at 50 metres, my bullets were hitting the ground about 10 yards in front of the target.
Right.
So basically what I started doing was I slackened off the 3 screws and started screwing up this back grub screw,
Yep.
and then I could see the bullets starting to move towards the target.
Right.
And then a little bit more I was getting them on the target, and then now I've got it exactly where I want it, and my Y axis number
Yeah.
is 2.
Right. So it's zeroed.
So it's 0.
It's zeroed in the center of the screen.
Yeah.
Brilliant.